Hi guys, and welcome to the Real Talk Diaries, the space where we talk about love, relationships, and sometimes painful but powerful journey of love. I'm your host Sheila, and on my left side I have Dennis from JQuat. I have Victor from Mahanim Hospital. I have Amos, he's a young entrepreneur, and I have Dennis from IYF. So mkoaje?
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. So on our today's show, acha tuanze na marriage. It's a beautiful but heavy word. So marriage, what do you think? Are we marrying for love, or are we just negotiating survival?
My issue on that is a bit of both. At first, many people are motivated by love and companionships and the idea of being together and sharing things, and they rush that process. But at the end, after moving together, you have to negotiate about several factors: the social life, the financial life, and how you spend each other's time, since you're operating as a system now, as a two people who are together. So you have to negotiate majority of the things when it comes to finances and the rest. For instance, I have a friend mwenye alianza kuishi na girlfriend yake juzi. Unajua mkianza kuishi siku za kwanza kila kitu it's fun. Mnaenda breakfast and then 1 week 2 weeks in una realize pesa hapa mwanaume anatoa pesa peke yangu, msichana atoi kitu, and what that causes is disagreement in the relationship. And now we come back to the thing yenye inakujianga almost all couples negotiating for the marriage, and that's where now we start having conversations like 50-50, 60-40, and it goes so bad. Juu huyu rafiki yangu alianzia na rent, wakaanza hivyo kidogo kidogo mpaka wakielea nyanya wasikia toa 10 bob, mimi niko na 10 bob yangu. And if marriage was based on love only, I don't think you can get there.
Yeah, and actually looking at it from the perspective, just like you said, it has both sides, because like now of late you find like young girls moving up with pretty old men. You cannot really say it's love they're looking for, because I mean, what love would you be looking for in your father or your grandfather? Yeah, they want a short cut to life and they don't want to develop. They say like their age mates are broke or something, you see. But you see, this old man is what he's looking for in this girl. So they're just surviving. It's like a symbiotic kind of relationship. Like one is getting the money. I want my hair done. I want the best fashion. I want to hang out with the best clubs. But I don't have the money that can support that kind of lifestyle. But now this man has the money. But then probably this man has a wife who is also very old and cannot hang out or dance and do all those things. So you can see clearly those two.
That's a negotiation.
Yeah, those are just people who are just surviving from each other. But however, there are genuine cases of love where we say that people actually marry for love. Like, I think we have a celebrity in terms of in the comedy world called Njugush and the wife Kavinye. This is one of their podcasts that I checked up, and I actually laughed. Like, there's a time when they were in high school, they went to the coast for some high school trip. And Njugush had so little money, I think 35 bob. And that time, Wakavinye had real guys from rich families who had real money, who wanted to support her and all that. But Wakavinye actually stood with Njugush to the very end. I come support, I come encourage. But see, today they have already bought their house in this city. I think in terms of in the transport industry, they're into their third super metro. So now Wakavinye can get all what he wants. And you see Njugush, because when he had nothing, Wakavinye was with him to the very last bit and encouraged him and was there. So you can see clearly that those that are working. But truth be told, a good chunk, the 3/4, in terms of the people who are coming into relationship, when they find a man with money, something they can get in exchange, they rush for that as opposed to developing one of their own. After yako washe itakuwa safi.
Yeah, let me talk about your example yenye umepeana ya Wakavinye Njugush. I really admire them. Their love story, for me, what inspires me, it's about the patience. That's what has built them to the couple they are today.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it's a quality which is not in a lot of young people today, that patience. You understand? You don't want to get your man or your guy or your lady, you build up things from scratch and then you can take them to whatever level you want. You understand? But of course, we all know how such relationships where people are actually just meeting for survival end up. You understand? because just like this man is just finding that you're only interested in me for the money, so I can as well get somebody else who is interested in me for the money. So you'll find there's a string of pregnancies, of abortions, and all kind of problems that come with it, and frustrated lot. So I think we need to really marry for love, as much as unfortunately that is not really the case with a good number of us.
Yeah.
Amos, you had the point?
Yeah, on to add on, then you find people get into relationship maybe because of the money, and then you should ask yourself, what happens when this money goes off? Tuseme you are a lady, umeendea kijana juu ako na pesa. Sasa hii pesa ikiisha, you see the relationship will go down. Mtaanza disagreements, and then mtachana hapo, and then conflicts arise from that. So from the start, unafaa ukienda into a relationship, usiende because of the money. Let's look into the love part, uingie because of the love.
And by that, to also be fair, so that we correct the notion that may be created. We're not just saying the ladies. Unfortunately, there are also young men who are going for older women, which I think is a shame. So it kind of like ni kama tunaonea wanawake ama the young sisters. Yeah, so we need to be fair to both sexes.
Yeah, speaking of that, has social media changed how people view marriage?
Oh, I'll be strong when I say this. Social media affect how people view marriages nowadays. And the sad part is that social media relationships are not for substance. They're just for the shows, the views, and the clicks. They are meant to make the money and find their way to many masses. That's how the social media influencers make money. And most of them don't display their lives fully on social media. They cut the parts which they know you will like and celebrate. And behind the scene, most of these marriages are broken, which is against what building a strong relationship requires. Building a strong relationship requires people who have principles, rules, and their pillars which support their marriage and day-to-day life. And they have to come up with ways to navigate the highs and the lows, of which these things are not majorly talked on social media. With social media, what they do is they display this kind of life which is not accessible to anyone, which is not the normal for the society.
And which is true, because sometimes you see, while they are doing that to make money because of the clicks and the kind of money they'll be paid by these social media platforms, there are those genuine couples that believe that. So they kind of set a new standard for how marriages should be, which is fixtures. You understand? So you'll find like maybe you have your chick and she's telling you like she needs a 42-inch screen, I don't know, a crazy sofa that is going maybe for $500,000. You understand? She wants to go on holiday to Dubai, which you cannot afford at this point. And the other guys are just faking, or even probably they're even paid for the same by some company, you know?
Yeah. And then unapata manzi yako anakuweka pressure with that.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
And maybe you might get a gun, uingie bank, uende uibe, upigwe risasi, you go do crazy things, you steal, you are locked up, maybe in committee for I don't know how many years. I think we all know those kind of stories. We have all manner of beautiful ladies in the cells, like Langata Women Prison, and all manner of nice guys right, left, center, isn't it? Yeah.
I think your relationship and inafaa change. Because ukiingia relationship ukumbuke, si sponsorship unatafuta. Hiyo ni relationship. Lazima go in for the love, not for the money.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, a lot of them are not able to make that distinction.
Unfortunately.
In fact, to them, you see now with the social media creating that image, like the big screens, the holidays, it's all about money. So now a young girl or a young boy, in quotes, a young man who is coming up into the relationship, they already have some kind of a preconceived idea of how it should be like based on the new standard that is set in the social media.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, you know how all this ends up. So love is kind of equals to money, which should not really be the case per se.
Also, when it comes to social media, advices and the influencers, we have very different people who have different mental health issues.
Exactly.
People who have different experience marriages, but their side haikuwa the good story. That's why we have the stories of akina Rono akisema marriage ubamba mafala, and then tunaona akina Abel Mutua na wao na akina Kavinye. They are people of relationships. So it's a matter of peer, as a viewer, you choose the kind of content yenye unataka kusikiza, the kind of content that unataka kufollow, na pia unaangalia the life of the influencer mwenye unataka kufollow, so that you can be able to analyze between what they show online and what they do in real life. It's not a different thing.
And you see, even more importantly, if when I had nothing, somebody supported me, surely. When I have everything, I will ensure they have the best.
Yeah.
But if when I had nothing, you were really playing me with other people, and you are just downtrodden on me. When I have, you surely don't expect me to really be with you. I mean, you showed your true colors when I really needed you. Now when I'm somebody, what do you expect me to do with you?
Yeah, and is patience still a virtue in today's relationship, or is it just old school?
On that matter, the Bible says, love is patience. So, to add to that, nowadays it's easy for people to get what they want instantly, or even right now by just a click of a button in a mobile phone or a computer. And this most of times what it creates is that many people are convinced that the grass is green on the other side, and social media plays a major part. And due to the fast nature of social media, many people tend to make these rash decisions without reflecting on life itself.
Yes. And also look at it from the perspective on patience, that you see when you come into a relationship with somebody that you eventually want to marry. I mean, marriage is a lifetime. It's supposed to be a lifetime angle. You understand? Somebody you'll be with like 50, 100 years. Surely you need to have a lot of restraint on a lot of issues. And let's face it, nobody's perfect. Only God is truly perfect. You know, I have my own shortcomings. My partner will have their own shortcomings. They need to be patient with me on my shortcomings. I need to be patient with their shortcomings for 50 plus or 100 plus years. Yeah. So you can imagine now making a commitment like 100 years from now, 80 years from now, 50 years from now, until death do us apart. I'll be with you in sickness, in health, in poverty, in whatever. So it's something I think a lot of people don't really take it with the weight that it deserves to be given, you know.
But now, unfortunately, unapata in the current generation, they lack the patience yenye inafaa.
Yeah.
So unapata we want vitu zenye ni haraka. Unataka hiyo kitu yenye utapata sahi. Kama ni pesa unataka instantly. So you find most of the people wana lack patience, and you fail to look at the bigger picture.
And that's why it goes to the point that Dennis had in issues of survival, you know.
Yeah.
So because you want the life that you would have waited for like 40 years, but you want it now.
Yeah.
So of course your age mate cannot have that now.
Yeah.
So you go looking for a sugar mommy, sugar daddy, who probably in a fictitious way is going to give you that life now. But with it comes with diseases, HIV, STDs, it comes with abortions, it comes with even death, it may even come with all manner of things that can actually come with it. You understand? Yeah. Kids who are frustrated. So we need to really think through things, not just being short-term in terms of what we are really thinking about. So patience is really key for me, if you ask me.
And what is one thing that couples don't prepare for before agreeing to marriage or before saying yes I do?
Majority of couples don't realize that they are going to spend the rest of their lives together, which can be 40 years, 50, 60. Most of the rest of their life, you'll have to raise children, you'll have to invest in business and other major things. So if you don't discuss your socio-economic life and take it serious, in future you might come to realize that you have different perspective and views towards certain things. Unapata Dennis anataka kijana atairiwe, bibi na yeye ni from the lakeside anasema si poa kutairiwa. This matter, since hawakuiongelea, it's more likely to bring problems later into their relationship.
And even more importantly also, you see, somebody that you're going to live with for so many years needs to be your friend. You understand? You really need to take time to understand, are you really compatible? Do you have common likes? Because you see, some of the things that bring people together is having common objectives. You understand? Maybe me, I don't like issues that relate to sports, yet the partner I want to date is actually into sports like half of the time. Weekendi kama ni ball, mimi I don't want those kind of things. Maybe huyu ni wa kanisa na mimi ni wa mtu wa vilabu. So you see, those are things that from day one they are already taking you apart. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to get somebody who is your friend, who is your best friend, that you are happy around, you look forward to. You know, there's this person that you're not with, and you're like, when the day end, I go and tell her something I found, something interesting I found. We can go hang out together, because you see, if we hang out over issues that we don't have common objectives on, then one person will be very happy being there, while the other one will be very annoyed being there, or being pissed off. So we need to find a best friend, somebody who we are happy to be around, a friend that I don't get tired of. Because again, when you don't have a friend, sometimes before long you'll get tired. And then you see also people need to realize that relations is not just about sex. You know, like young people think just having sex. Sex is just a 1 week, 2 week, and then you are like tired. There are bills to pay. There are children probably to take care of. There are clothes to be bought. There are bills to, you understand? So people need to look at issues from a mature point. Not being, what I would say, immature. There are a lot of guys talk about puppy love. Usikue na puppy love, have mature love. That this is not somebody, you can imagine like your own mother or your own father. Once was a boy or a girl, but today they have been able to raise a home and raise a person like you. Can you do the same based on what the decisions you're making today with the partner that you want to get into in terms of a relationship?
Yeah, that reminds me of something someone told me. You should marry someone you know you can tolerate, because you are spending every day of your life na yeye. Utakuwa unatoka job, ni utapata hapo. Ni yeye unafaa ukuje uambie maybe this is how my day was, hii kitu imefanyika, mnacheka pamoja, and you share everything. So before making the decision of yes I do, unafaa kuwa unajua how does this person react to this, sanya amefurahia nini, anapenda, like you know everything, such that hamtaanza ku conflict. Maybe hiyo jioni ndio mnafika unaanza kuona hivyo venye unafanya hainipendezi. You should at least be knowing, yes I can tolerate this, because utashinda naye maisha yako yote. So,
and you see, there are also other factors that are beyond today. Like for instance, today you may be with a partner and you're living a very good life. Probably you've married and you have kids and you're having a good time. You don't know how long you're on this earth. You might find yourself like 5-10 years, you're gone. Your partner is the one who is left with your kids. Can he manage the estate that is left?
Can you be proud of for the
You understand?
person umeachia watoto?
Sometimes I find it awkward. Somebody has some very nice insurance plans. They are dead and they're gone. Their wives are suffering, yet these huge payouts that can help. But this is somebody you could not trust, that you're hiding like your wealth, you're hiding things. So the things that should have helped your kids, and this is your partner who is supposed to help you manage. You know, those are qualities you need to look at from day one. Is this somebody who in the event that you're not here, can they continue running your home? Ama ukishaenda tu hivi kidogo utapata mtaa kila mtu kwako ndio it's almost like a brothel, you understand? And then you can imagine the kind of kids that you're going to have. So issues of commitment and marriage, they're not jocular issues. You need to really think through, and also to a large extent involve God, because these are not almost like just human issues. And also let your parents advise you, and people who are a bit older and mature, so that you have a good decision by the time you make. And that's why people are usually advised that before committing to somebody quickly, have like a couple of friends, be friends with many people, so that at least if you're choosing, you're able to choose without commitments. You understand?
Yeah.
Because you know, when you're friends, like maybe in a church setting, or you hang out with friends who are ladies or men, already their qualities will say, if it's Alex, I don't think Alex will be the right person. Then I think Eunice can see, hey, if it's Dennis, I don't think Dennis is the person I would want, without committing. But today you find somebody, meet somebody today, and you want to commit tomorrow. And then later on is when you realize, hey, then you move to another one. Probably you have even slept with that one, you have funny diseases. You move to another one. So you'll create a string of problems. So first create a situation where you have friends, then from there you can choose. Because slowly by slowly you start understanding people. And you know, if you tell me to rate myself, I'll give myself 100%. But truth be told, only God is truly perfect, you see.
Yeah.
But when I'm in a setup where we are just friends, have no commitments, there are already issues that I will start removing marks, and the issues you start removing marks. But there are things I can live with, and there are things I can't live with. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. For instance, you might find somebody who is involved, who is not like committed on some issues, which are fundamental to me. If those ones are crossed, I don't mind. But kama nangorota, I can live with that. Unaona, vitu kama hizo.
Yeah. All I can say on that is marriage is a honeymoon. It's a matter of spending years. So I will urge people to think long term. Think about the kids, think about your future, think about how they will relate with your family, think about how they can raise your children on your absence.
Ukikosa the blame ujue blame ina kuangukia because and will fail kuangalia hizo factors.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sounds like marriage is both a battlefield and a blessing. So speaking of modern love, let's talk about currency affection. This one you see it every day. It's currency. Sasa imekuwa like ni ndio sasa inafanya marriage like ikuwe like inakaa active. So this one you see it every day. Currency affection. Mara babe nitumie pesa. Siku hizi hadi kuko na hadi zinaitwaje hizi
Girlfriend allowance.
Yeah, girlfriend allowance. Kuja hadi kuko na hadi girlfriend allowance. So what do you think? Has M-Pesa become the new way to say I love you?
Mi kwangu naweza sema no. Hata kama hiyo view ndio most of generation wana share, which is sad, but let me say love haiwezi substitutiwa na pesa, cause ukijaribu kushare substitute hiyo emotion ya I love you na pesa, that's completely off. Lakini tunaona money imekuwa vital sana cause hiyo ndio inajenga our future with your partner. So I'll urge you all, msifocus only on money, cause ukifocus on the money your relationship ita collapse.
Yeah, I support that actually because well, people say money is not everything, but me I say it's something.
Yeah.
Okay, money is important. We all agree that.
Yes.
I mean, for you to build a house, you need money. For you to hang out with a girl somewhere, you need money. To wear your clothes, to eat, you need money. Everything requires money. You understand?
Yes.
But then, so we are not ruling out the importance of money in relationships and actually even in marriage. But let's face it, even the artists nowadays, you see the artists are like the mirror of the society. So kuna wale anaimba heri nikalie kwa Range Rover huko Runda badala kwa baiskeli. You understand? Yeah. So even you know how it feels like, leave alone even your partner sending you money. But ukiona like msali kwa na deni yako amekutumia like a 50k kwa simu, that feeling that you feel, we cannot rule out the importance of it. But then the most important things in life cannot be bought with money. You understand? Like now, patience, you see, I cannot be patient. We cannot quantify patience.
Yeah.
Caring, when you're caring, I cannot quantify the whole essence of being caring. Long suffering, enduring, I cannot quantify that. You understand? So the point is that we should not use money to twist a person, especially when you know my current status financially, yet you want me to do things that you know I cannot afford at this point. And then you are kind of now giving me ultimatums. At this happens or I'm gone. You buy me this or you'll never see me again. Now you see, you have to see relationship, man. Hiyo ni kama niko mfungwa in a relationship, hata si relationship.
Yeah, on that mapenzi ya M-Pesa nimekuwa nikisikia sana, and perspective ya some girls venye nimesikia, many ladies ask money from the men they don't love.
Hey, hiyo ni kama fraud maze.
That's what happens. Unaingia pale DM unajituma and then the woman ana decide the only way to get rid of you anakuitisha do. And some say it works juu kuna wanaume utoroka na kuna wenye utuma pesa.
Okay, naona effectiveness hiyo, hey?
As a person, it's upon you uangalie uone pesa unaitishwa ni ya nini. If you are buying their time, if you are buying their attention, or if they are giving you this attention willingly without a pay.
And also people need to be careful juu unajua pia do unaweza kuwa nakupatia genuinely but you are just playing around with my emotions. Kuna mse fulani alikuwa anafanya kwa betting company, alikuwa anatumia dem yake, alikuwa mo university do. Then akaanza kuna dem ni kama ameacha kutext nini, akadrop huko. Wenye alienda huko akapata dem yake bado anamlenga. Wenye alienda akabuy axe kwa hiyo town nilikuwa karibu, na alikuja akamkata shingo.
Yeah.
And that girl was actually had a bright future. I think she was taking medicine. Now the guy unaona ako lifetime ana serve for life, na yeye dem na yeye ni maiti. Sasa was it worth it? Unaona sasa? So we need to be careful, si ati nakutumia tu do na wewe unalenga. Unaweza pata hizo emotions, mseme like by the way kwani umenichukulia aje? Unajua hiyo ndio inafanyaga mtu anafanya vitu hata anashindwa kama ni yeye alifanya.
Plus wote tunajua kupata hii pesa si rahisi bana.
It's true.
Nishinde mjengo the whole day nikutumie 800 nikiexpect to have a good time over the weekend alafu ukatae kukuja. Send me back my money.
Lazima hata si ati vitu kubwa, hata fair tu. So unasikia siku hizi kukuliwa fare imekuwa ni the talk of everybody, kila mtu analia. Yeah. So unapata hata fare hata tu kidogo. Sasa unashinda mtu kama hiyo commitment kidogo tu ya fare. Na labda hata si kuja kwangu, labda tuna hang out mahali nikakutumia fare. But pia unafaa kujiuliza like huyu mtu nishaanza kutumia fare this early. I mean, really?
On the issue of money, sidhani tutatoa money on dating. As long as there are sims and there are women who are gold diggers,
yes,
the issue of money in relationships itakuwa hapo.
But
so
also
it's a moral thing of the person mwenye anatafuta relationship to access the kind of a person they are. If they are gold diggers, if they are there for the money, or if they are there for the life and the other things that you can offer.
Yeah, but I'm also encouraged because there are those genuinely who are gold diggers. But you see, like there are those like Akina Wakavinye who they realize my man right now does not have, but has a potential in the future.
Yeah.
Unaona, there are also ladies who are very gifted that way. Yeah, naelewa umse. In fact, Njugush without Wakavinye would not have done that because that yakuwa anajamini much. But now I'll encourage this man right now, but in the future he'll have what we can't have today. So now una bring out another spirit to the man that ana hustle so hard akijua there's somebody who believes in me. Unaona? So I think I would also big up to such ladies who really look at the future and they believe in the man today, and then now they look at the future and they support today so that the future can be better, and then they are all financially stable. Instead of kusema ati kama huna mimi sikutaki sai. Unaona?
And that is building something together. Big
Yeah.
up to those ladies.
And actually unajua what you build eventually with such kind of a setup, mko na heshima. Because kama labda nimekuwa nikilala chini ulinipata hapo na ukanibelieve. In fact, even there's a time I had like kuna mtu anaitagwa I think ni DJ Mo like na size 8, unaona? Like kuna time hata size 8 alikuwa anaenda na moshea. Huyu mtu alikuwa anaishi Gedho. Una get? Kuna time alikuwa anaishi Gedho. Unapata size 8 anaenda na anamoshea nguo. Yeye ako hang out nini? Sasa hiyo unaona where they are today. Yeah, sasa unaona your thinking pia. I think I would also encourage ladies, they also need to look. Kuna mse pia unaonaga huyu mse ako na potential, but sasa hii ni vile situation iko. But like tunasemaga shida haina roots, haishi milele, unaona?
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of that, is money now the main proof of love?
Okay, acha niwaambie hii kitu moja to everyone listening. Ka true love ndio mnatafuta, ndaambia money is not a proof of love. Hakuna girlfriend allowance. Penda mtu zinampenda, see what you gain from it.
Umeanza kujitetea.
Kujitetea.
Employed wako ndio kwa allowance.
But I think girlfriend allowance, that's the scam of our time.
Exactly.
That's the new life scam.
Alafu unapata yeye anachapa girlfriend ya France kwa umekaa 10 bana.
Girlfriend allowance ni ya nini? Ni ya nini?
Senior like my maintenance. Si unajua na kucha zangu zinafaa kutengenezwa, unajua nywele yangu inafaa, si lazima nikwambie. So that hiyo inafaa kwa hesabu zako ukifanya bills zako.
But then umesema hiyo story ya makucha ukanikumbusha boy wangu fulani. Alikuwa na demu yake, alikuwa hizo stories za makucha nini refu. So one time kumetokea like I think ilikuwa bado ushago, sasa akaenda na demu yake ndio wasaanza kumuona. Then it happen like shosho yake alikuwa amekuja to the burial, so ndio akana introduce. So vile alienda kusalimia gari like shosho yake, wazee hizo kucha zingine 3 zilibaki kwa mikono ya shosho yake. Shosho yake so unaona like to the chick. Yeah, anaona mazee this is stylish, this is how we should be like. But na yeye shosho yake anauliza huyu ataweza kuosha sufuria kweli na kuosha nguo. Umsa akamwambia mazee rudi utafuta tu dem. Just like that story ikaisha. Una get? So pia perceptions between genders and all that and times pia wagazi na vari. Unaweza tumia gado for some things ukifikiria labda unajijenga, but actually hizo ndizo zitakuspoilia situation.
I think girlfriend allowance for someone to be a girlfriend ni mtu mkubwa already. I think as a woman you should be able to cater for your bills. You should not expect a man to chip in for your bills because what you are doing there you are becoming a liability.
Yeah, nimesema kuna girlfriend allowance lakini
then ukisha
nitawatetea kiasi. Yeah, men should be responsible, msilale because nyinyi ndio tegemea familia. Unafaa uone afaa kujitengeleza, jifix up. Hiyo ni sasa generosity. Si ati dema amekubondea juu mjingi allowance.
Si hatuna shida by the way kusupport. I mean, in any case mtu unataka kuishi na yeye forever. Huwezi sikia uchungu kuspend vitu mbili tatu. Huwezi expect hata mke hang out at dem wewe peke yako at end analipa bills na wewe uko hapo. Unajua pia kuna hiyo ango ya masculinity that is expected in a man. But sasa ikifika pale na demand ati kama hakuna girlfriend alliance ati story yetu inaisha. Wacha ishe bana. Hii ni kama
the moment a woman anataka pesa to maintain that relationship, that's the day you lost that relationship.
Exactly.
And there's no need for trying.
In fact, what ladies don't understand, kuna vile unaweza kaa na msee, utakuwa unahitaji kumwambia I need money, yeye mwenyewe atakuwa anazitoa tu. Because this love, this appreciation, anaona uko mature, uko focused, anaona wewe una add value kwake. Unajua kuna time sana afikaga na ulizana by the way damn. Ni value gani kweli anani add?
If you have to ask for money, you have to start asking yourself, what value are you adding? Because I know if you're adding value somewhere, people will spend. But if you have to ask, you should question yourself.
And that's what also women need to understand really, because like unajua kuna vile a lady anajiconfigure, unaanza kuona already I think this is wife material. Unajua nasikia wasa kusema wife material. Unaweza kuwa kuna dem naona sasa huyu I don't need to keep wasting time, nitapoteza. Unaona? Unakimbia haraka dawari, unachapa harusi, unakuwa tu ni wife. Unaona? But kuna mtu unakaa na yeye sasa unaona like huyu bana sioni kama ananisaidia in any way. Una get? And you know there are many ways you can get to a man.
Uko na msichana anakaa vieta. Ni kurushanga tu iki.
Kanege tu kana peperuka always hata aka stand any time wazina kwa tu ni noma sana.
Ni kama subscriptions, usipolipa you are not getting access.
And where is the line between manipulation and generation? And manipulation and generosity?
Okay, wacha nianze ya generosity. Generosity nitasema ni getting your girlfriend a thoughtful gift. Si lazima ikoe kitu lavish, kitu umeona it's well deserved, kitu anafaa, like umeona anafaa kujifix hapo. Si ati girlfriend allowance, yeye ni different kabisa. Acha tuingie manipulation. Manipulation ni tuseme dem yako aku encourage au aku entice into getting a loan. Tuseme umeshindwa ku afford kitu ama umeshindwa kununulia kitu, that's wrong. Aku encourage ni uchukue loan juu umeshindwa kununua kitu, hapana. Na tunafaa tuangalie hiyo example my friend there amesema ya akina Njugush na Kavinya age encourage Njugush ni wachukue loan, wangekuwa penye wako sahi. Hapana. Wanafaa kwa team players. Care for me, I care for you. Encourage me, tutafika penye unataka. Si ndio?
Exactly. Hebu angalia scenario kama hii, like uko na dem, yana angalia like hauna hii, mimi nakuacha. You can't provide this, mimi you can't give me this much, mimi nakuacha. Alafu dem anacheki like job yenye qualifications zako una fit mahali labda online ama kwa gazeti. Anaipiga picha na kutumia, una apply, unaenda una get your job. Alafu ina like triple your money in terms of your salary. Udem kweli hata akitaka vitu utamwambia hakuna. Sasa that's when nasema like kuna mademu unapata mazi venye na ku add value. Alafu hiyo do hata ikiingia like ukimchapa unapata vile anazipanga. Kama ni tuseme kuna watu labda in marriage venye anapanga like hiyo do. Si ati anaenda to the highest boutiques kubuy vitu. Ana think, una get. Ukimchapa like do ya shopping, unapata kienda super vile amepanga vitu mwezi. Bako unaona kweli huyu ni manager niko naye kwa hao. So hata in future sasa unaona like kama labda nilikuwa naacha this much, wacha niongezee ile naacha juu I'm sure huyu ni mtu management yake ya resources ako poa.
Unajua nasikia hadi Njugush alikuwa trust Celestine amchungie do. Ndio alikuwa anawapanga.
Exactly.
Like ana earn akishapewa salary inaenda kwa Celeste.
In fact there are men who say like really wanasema like if it's not for like my chick, it is not for my wife, singekuwa hapa. But hawamwombi, but yeye anajua. Sasa yeye kujua kwake anafanyaga kwa vitendo. Juu anajua huyu unajua value yake na vile amenijenga. So na make sure resources mingi anamrushia ndio manage. Una get? Sasa mtu kama unajua huyu hata hitaji kusema girlfriend allowance juu unaona ile value yake na hata hataki kuuliza kucha umefanya nini. Enda hata uongezewe 3 kama unataka 3. Kama unataka kuongezea wardrobe enda uongezee. Unaona? Because she's part of the solution. Una get? Yeye anaona situations, ana think through, anakudunga plan, una execute, inatoa matunda na yeye anakuwa ako kwa system. Unaona? So I think ladies need to have that kind of perception. because let's face it, unajua sio si to create the world. A man needs a woman, tuongee ukweli. Maze companionship hiyo God alisema kama una dem maze inakaaga like una get, because that angle, this is what women bring into a man's life that you cannot quantify with anything, eh? And there is what also men, kuna zile heavy lifting issues zinahitaji men, si ni kweli?
Yeah.
Lakini pia kuna zile vitu ni kama uende sherehe bila madem, unaona kama inaweza kuwaje? Ama like your own father akuwe yeye ndiye alikuwa nakupa maziwa ndiye anakuambia tukilia, unaona kama hata inaweza work.
Yeah.
So we need all each other, but then the resources, ladies need to really understand that they need to support their men and they add value, please. Ukisha add value kwa msee, hata do utakuwa unahitaji kusema ati toka do, utakuwa unapata tu imetoka, hata imeachwa hapo tu.
On the issue of manipulation, I think any moment a lady anakupush to do something, especially when it's for her, na anajua itakuja kukuaffect either your finances later in life or your well-being or your relationships, that's manipulation, and that's not a character for someone who loves you and cares for who you are. And we should really watch such kind of people,
because unaona hata kwa Bible kuna ule msali alikuwa Samson, kutoka alisho like dem siri yangu ni wapi. Sasa unaona huyu labda kuna mtu angeambia hiyo siri amekiwa hizo nywele ziko very protected, unaona, but yeye venye alimwambia hiyo, unaona. Na pia kuna madem napataga wanaingia kwa msee, anaanza kwenda chini, but kuna madem napata like msee ana get, unapata msee ameanza kurise na anaanza kubuild kitu. So it still goes back to the issues of value that you bring, otherwise
zataka kuads kila mtu. Everyone should stick to their values. Ukichange value, maybe change for the better. That's well accepted.
it's very true.
Lakini ukiona dema change for the worse, hapana.
Exactly.
Wacha.
Yeah, sounds like love comes with a transaction ID. But what happens when love fades ama hiyo breakup iende public? Juu siku hizi watu wakikosana wanaiexpose kwa public. Sadi kulikuwa na kesi ingine hapo walikosana, sijui wakaanza kuitishana meno. So like
our brother Mulamua.
Na vitu zingine zinakuwa embarrassing pia.
Yeah.
Ama unasikia wenye mlikuwa pamoja, mtu anaanza kutoa vitu funny. Huyu akiingia how tu ilikuwa tu ni kukaa uchi. Una get? Huyu naye ni kushuta. Unajua saa vitu kama hizo na wewe ni celebrity bana. Mtu anaanza kuongea vitu kama hizo, hata brand yako mazina inaanza kushuka.
Yeah.
Which is not fair.
Our boy Bakari. Mnamjua? This guy after wameachana na manzi yake aliambiwa njuanga yake ni ndogo. That thing affected him mpaka alikuwa anasema alikuwa inafika point anafikiria apige picha anzige ndio atume ndo mjue. Some things it's very hard to defend yourself.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I think it's very important for people who have been together to keep secret of the things they share.
And if tunasema maturity, we need to have some social maturity, eh?
Wale kuna kitu unaweza sema ni social media ikuvunja like psychologically.
Hata wase ujinyonga, like unaona situation like you can't get help mentally, unaingia how unaeka kamba unajinyonga. Yeah. Sini inaitwa like cyberbullying, unaona? Ama body shaming. Like now your body is like that, what else can you do about it? Na wase wanaanza kukushame. Unaona msana jana anajinyonga, really is it worth it?
Yeah, I guess it goes back to the values. Hapo respect, hata tukiachana, you respect whatever we shared. Ibaki tu, yes, tumepata our ways, maybe even if tumekosana on bad terms, let chenye tulikuwa tunaongea, what we shared ibaki hivyo, usiende kuexpose uko nje.
Na kuna hii unspoken rule kuwa mkiachana kani x ni x, una cut off kabisa. Usiwahi muongelesha.
And it also goes back to what I was saying, like unajua the problem people have nowadays, kama ni madem na you are a guy, make as many friends as you can first, just friends. So unajua already as friends you can start checking qualities before you make commitments, unaona, because let's face it, kuna dem unaweza pata like she's better off being not like your chick, unajua unaweza pata like uko na mtoi, labda huyu ameenda akakuwa headmistress miaka zingine, anakusaidia mtoi wako apate shule, that way she's helping you better than wakati mngekuja huko muende makotini mwanze divorce, mwanze stories zingine mingi, unaona. You don't, as a man you don't have to create a chain of heartbreaks, unaona. And by first making a couple of, maybe in a church setup, those are your friends. You just know them from that particular point. Then from there now you can be able to choose. But so napata mtu ana choose here you work, and I choose here you work. Now you leave a string of problems.
Unaoma ukitupa. Kuonja onja.
Juju ukiingia relationship unapea partner wako power ya kukuharibu cause unamuingisha life yako at the sensitive parts. Yeah, ndio ajua your insides and out.
Yeah, but maybe one thing that is missing in all this is one simple thing: communication. So what do you think, why are relationships falling apart over one small miscommunication?
Yeah, so at first, the first thing we should acknowledge is the fact that relationships in a break due to miscommunication. I guess huwa tuna assume kitu ina break most relationships ni cheating and matters of infidelity. Tunasahau kuna other factors kama miscommunication yenye ina break most of the relationships recently. So the reason tunafaa tujiulize mbona zina break juu hii miscommunication. The first thing unapata, people listen to reply, not to understand, and people assume that communication is just talking, whereas communication si kuongea tu. Juu hata kama nimeongea, chenye nimeongea it has to be understood, and pia after being understood pia feedback ikuje. Si eti tu nikikuja niseme, nikikwambia maybe niliona ukifanya hivi na ikunifurahisha, and you just decide umenyamaza tu na hivyo imeisha. So unaona hiyo itakuwa shida. Nitaanza kujiuliza, kwani nilisema kitu mbaya? You see? So lazima kukue na feedback, and after maybe nimekwambia yule ulinikosea, unaniambia this is how I felt after umeniambia hivi.
And it's also important to say, unajua communication pia inakuwa na steps. Juu kwanza una code, una send, inakuwa decoded na inakuwa sent back, like my colleague Amos is saying, feedback. So kwa hiyo chain unaweza pata kuna breakdown kwa kitu. Labda unaweza pata like labda bibi uko na apps kwa simu yako zinachukua ya time na wewe ujui. Sasa ume drop like good night sweetheart, I love you, ume drop, umejua imeenda. Sasa na yeye dema anangoja itumwe, haikutumwa. Asubuhi unaona wewe ni takataka sana. Mpaka unanisahau sijui nashindwa tena what is the problem. Na unaweza pata that issue lime raise ikakuwa big issue, na ni just the fact that it was coded but it was not sent. Maybe it was sent ikafika, na maybe hiyo chika aliacha simu mahali kwingine, hakusend back, hajawezi. Si ni kweli? So unaona huyu ni vile hata ukipiga hata achukui, unaona. Sasa unajua huyu labda ako na mtu mwingine. You understand? So hizo misconceptions ndio pia zinafanya communication inaleta problems. And that's why I'm saying watu wakuwe na maturity na patience, ndio at least usione kitu kidogo hivi umesnap. Ni kama unauliza shida itatokea lini, badala uangalia like things can work. Unaangalia I'm really waiting kuona kashida ndio uone vile nitaruka.
Really? Or maybe kuna communication barrier. Unaweza date mtu ameongea lugha same. Mimi naongea Kiswahili, wewe unaongea Kikuyu. Tebu niambie vile mtaelewana hapo.
Inakuwa ngumu.
Communication ita go through. Ni nataka kusema itafika. Utapata your relationship isha collapse. Simply that.
And what are the common communication mistakes that couples make?
I guess one main mistake that people in a relationship make is assuming that people can read minds. So una assume because tuko pamoja and tunapendana, nitajua chenye unataka at any given time, of which that can't be true, because mimi sio Google ati nitajua unataka hii at this given time. So I think the partner, tuseme it's your birthday and you want a gift, you should communicate at least. Unasema during my birthday, by the birthday yangu ni next week na nataka unibaie hii dress niliona. You see, at least with that nitakuwa najua unataka dress na nitajipanga venye nitakubaia hiyo dress. Not that next week inafika, it's 3 days after your birthday, mi on your birthday nilikwambia some good wishes, maybe nikafanya
once of confirmation master.
Yeah. Na napata umenikasirikia, unakuuliza kwani what's not happening, unaniambia huko ni buy a gift time ya birthday and I wanted this dress, but you didn't communicate you wanted that dress. So that's one of the things that people do yenye ifai.
Actually hata closely related to that unajua kitambo kuna sijui kama umeona kuna ka trend fulani kanakuja hata kwa maharusi, unapata sana mbwa leteni tu dom silete gift, unaona? Jumezi unapata harusi moja, unapata kuna boy wangu fulani alikuwa gana harusi mazee 3/4 ya ma gift ilikuwa ni masahani. Na ni sahani zingine mazee hata wewe mwenyewe hawezi tumia sijui wa plastic. Sasa na shindo hizi nitapatia paka akunywa maziwa ama nitafanya aje? Sasa unaona like room mzima ni kama ni sijui zina maball, sijui zina manini. Sasa hiyo ndo hata afadhali tu ingechangwa tu ifanye maybe mtu abai like fridge labda yenye angetaka. Unaona?
Unaishi kwa story apartments na ushapewa ng'ombe.
Sasa unajaribu kuimagine. So pia communication by the way zingine ni hata implied na zingine ni real. Una get? So si assume ati mtu things are like this. Maybe they are not even like that. And like I'm also saying situations pia zina change. So unaweza pata like the way I would have communicated kama the day ingekuwa iko sawa labda ni different. Unaweza pata dem yako labda amepoteza mzazi. So na expect aanze kuendelea kukutumia ati sweetheart, sleep well, sijui what. Things zina change. Na labda hizo ni vitu mtu hataki kuongea immediately. Unajua we need to be realistic. And you na call pia for maturity hata kwa communication usikuwe na partner like unauliza makosa itatokea lini. Unajua kuna watu wanaishi hivyo ni kama mitego. Sasa inakuwa ni kama like you are in a slavery of some kind in that relationship.
Na in our defense mademu husema tunafaa tujue Kenya wanataka. I've lived for my sister with for 16 years na siezi msoma akili. So how do you expect me to like think of what you want before you even say it? Lazima hiyo communication ni go through.
Jana nilisikia Tishaila akisema hapa ati unajua different times of the month ati sasa tunafaa kwa tunarada. Sasa nashindwa that's also a skill tunafaa pia to grow nayo ukidate madema inakuwa. Maybe Sheila unaweza tuelezea hapo unajua ndio tuelewe vizuri. Unajua si shida yetu. Sisi ni wanaume maybe kuna world nyingine atuelewe juu si madem. Maybe utueleze what do you think?
I believe mko mezoeana na girlfriend yako ama bibi yako unajuanga kitu yenye anataka like ikifika that time of the month unajua tu venye unaweza msaidia like kama kuna emotions kasirika unajua venye unaweza msort kama ni chocolate kama ni kumpeleka out
but you see times are different. Inaweza kuwa this month nitafanya hii imfurahishe tena I do that the next month unapata amekasirika. So you see bado hiyo inaleta shida.
Unajua kuna boy fulani TikTok nilicheki ati akidaisha like wakati demu yake ya ovulation ndio anapelekaga forms za loan assign ndio anamtaka sana. Sasa unajua pia tufai kutumia situations to take advantage of the other partner like that and I think that's also something that as men we need to understand like kuna hiyo differences the way men think the way women think. Ni kama pia multitasking. Unaona mademu wako poa sana multitasking sisi mazee multitasking kwetu utapata vitu ziko haywire. Unaona? And that's why nasema like maturity inahitajika kwa relationships Usikue mtu snap. Na maturity si ati miaka. Unaweza na msee mzee na hizi manage a simple relationship. Na unaona msee ako early 20s na he's so mature with how they're dealing with their issues. You kama waki na njugusha.
Speaking of that, let's take a step back how things looked like or how love looked like before this technology and what you can learn from it. So was love pure or was it just less complicated?
Well, what I can say is that it's more of a perception because truth be told, kitambo things were a bit conservative compared to today. Because things may change sana. Technology wise, may change in terms of even the church wise, society wise, unaona. So way back people had this notion that there are things you can't do that today is not an issue. Unaona? Like now from the word go when you got into some relationships, your parents were involved, the society was involved. Ungeparana na kadem fulani mahali sijui kwa kona hapo, even the friend of your mother akikupata hapo angekupiga. For example, na akikuja home ambia mamako na mamako pia akupige. Unanielewa? Because those are things you should have said at home kitambo. Because you see, kitambo is not just seeing a girl, it's also because the girl belongs to the society in a way, as well as the boy. Unaona? So unapata like your mom wants the best for you. So lazima mwambie like mom, this is a nice girl naona. I'm thinking of 1 2 3. Then akwambia give me a month I investigate their home. Unanielewa? So unaweza pata labda ni boma ya wachawi, ni boma sijui ya walevi, ni boma ya you understand? The qualities you may not want your girl or your boy to end up with. So was it also for the girl in relation to the boy? Unaona? So unapata labda zile ungeenda ukanyage problems quite mapema. Ushaambiwa, bro, huyo dem manti yake kila mali wameolewa, hakuna boma wanaekaga. Kwa hivyo unatarajia yako yekwe. Una get the point?
Yeah.
So unapata pia hiyo time things were conservative juu pia technology ilikuwa iko chini. Kama sio unapata hiyo time azelewa time ya mabarua, hata dem mkisema mpatane sijui kwa kona fulani, unapata hiyo booth hiyo timeline imekatwa ya poster haifanyi, unaget So we also have to be truthful to the situations in terms of how conservative things were, which is not today. But even with that as it may, we need to be realistic in the sense that the people don't change per se. Unanielewa? That time kuna wase walikuwaga, the larger part of them were quite mannered, they were quite structured in the society, and they followed what the society requires. But like we always say, for every rule there's always an exception. Unaona? But siku hizi unapata like labda unaweza piga dem ball, wakati mamako anajua mnaongea historia ball. So utamwambia kuache dem na akona ball yako. Hata society hizi kukubali. Unaona? So due to that conservative nature, yes, there was that perception that it was more pure compared to today. And then again, you know, when people got into relationships, there were serious issues, because even your own father, your own mother was ashamed. Like now, if you pregnant a girl and you're a boy, you see today it looks like the shame belongs to the girl alone. But those days, even the man, even your own father will be summoned by the elders and be where your son is misbehaving. We don't allow such behaviors in a society. Unanielewa? Hii mambo ya kulewa unastaga kwa barabara. In fact, beer was for the old people, not young people. Unanielewa? If we, in a society, we don't go impregnate women or sleep with women without commitments. What is happening to your son? So you can imagine your father is avoiding that shame. So he has to make sure that when you're very young, he tells you early, if it's women, you need to involve with women with an element of decorum.
Although unapata sai times imechange. Unapata sai the fathers you think will take responsibility ndio anafanya vitu wafai. Unapata fathers are completely irresponsible. Au ndio anakunywa, au ndio anakana ball na hata hit and run.
And it goes back now to the conservative nature I was talking about. The structure of the society, squeezy, values, family values, religious values, respect, mannerisms, how people carry themselves. Squeezy hizo vitu ni kama, in fact, they are unheard of, so to speak. And that's why unaona sasa tuko na mashida. And those things, what is the end result? Unapata like single mothers are so many, sinapata. Diseases are right, left, center. So unaona love ikiwa na watu wana abort, watu wanakufa, watu wanapata STDs, wengine HIV, wengine wanauana. So that pure angle that she's talking about now is kind of lost.
Yeah, wow.
Yes.
That
Plus on the same matter, I want to add something. Considering the technology, the improvement in technology, and the changing times, I'll still say that marriages in the past were better to today.
Which is true.
So
with the influence of the influence of the technology, technology is good, but still it comes with the negative things. Before, people valued patience, people valued loyalty, among other things, of which nowadays they don't value anymore, and people can go against it.
Exactly.
Before venye unaongelea culture, a woman, there were no mobile phones, right? So communication had to be one-on-one. How many guys could a woman speak to in one day in the village before anze kujajua na village? Very few.
Yes.
But nowadays, a woman anaweza communicate na a larger majority of men at the same time. Now the same goes here for the man. He can communicate and execute these major things. Anaweza patana na wao, apatane na huyu, apatane na huyu. Which all that imekuwa enabled with the technology and everything else.
Yeah,
but
sure.
In the past, people were accountable, watoto wako wapi, na plus unajua aongei na watu wanaweza mpea ideas zenye as you go na the morals of the society. Na pia kuna hiyo ingine ya as a parent you can control what gets into the children of into the mind of your children. If they are watching pornography and other stuff, you would expect them to replicate the things that they view in the social media. Garbage in, garbage out. Nowadays, garbage is more.
That's true.
That's
Yeah.
deteriorating form of relationship.
Okay,
Very true, and that's why we were going back now to the conservative nature angle to it.
Just a minute. Time is not on our side.
Okay.
Let's wrap this up.
Okay.
We have another episode.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a ride, and for sure love is not about perfection. It's all about progress, and we have all been there, and that is what makes us human.
Sure.
And also remember that love is not easy, but the experience that they teach us something real. So that wraps up our episode of today. And thank you so much for your time. I've been your host Sheila, and I'll catch you up next time for another episode. Tutaendelea na episode zingine. Yeah, you can follow us on our social media handles, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram as Real Talk Diaries. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you up next time. Thank you.
Peace out.
Peace out.